In the dream, we just kept going. I think we made it beyond the 28th mark. It was a success.
Okay. I think we made it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Wasn't sure. Do you remember the way you described it a short while ago?
Just a few seconds ago, it was a conclusion that I was doing the right, I had done the right thing.
Okay.
It was left unclear.
A few moments ago, through a series of questions, did you see that you came very close to hitting the mark?
Yes.
All right, before you came to that discussion and we went through those steps, how did you judge it?
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
No.
Therefore,
I didn't see that I was even close to the mark.
right, right. Therefore, how did you judge it?
I felt like I still had to continue doing something. I hadn't realized that I was close to the mark.
How close?
2 seconds off.
How many?
2 seconds.
No.
Well, beyond. Wait, it said
Beyond the
beyond
28th second.
mark. So it had to be 29 or 30
That's right.
or more.
Right? So there are 4 successes. Would you tell me how you're judging the 4th?
Well,
in the dream?
In the dream, how did I judge it?
Yeah. I judged it. I hadn't realized.
No, in the dream, it was just that I think we made it beyond the 22nd. It was like we had reached our goal. It was like we were safe. I had pulled these people out of it, and beyond. It was pretty good estimate that the wave wouldn't be as far inland as we were.
You're working with 2 pieces of information. One is the statement of the dream,
Right.
and the second is your recollection of the dream.
My recollection is.
Now when you go with the recollection of the dream, right, which you wrote down and gave us, how did you judge it in the recollection of the dream?
That I thought I hadn't reached it. I would say I hadn't realized
That I had
actually met my mark.
Yeah, met my mark. See,
Yeah.
we want to keep the reflection, right? Our reflections are good. We want to use them, but we don't want to change the content of the dream, or your immediate reflection on the dream that you wrote. Now, when you look at those 4 things, what can you tell me? To achieve the first, what did you have to do?
I had to learn from what I saw.
And you had to see through what?
A lot of cover up.
Cover up, right? A lot of cover up. You had to see through a lot of cover up. Right. All right. Second.
I had to exhaust all my ways before I was willing to listen.
So your success depended upon?
Testing all my ideas before I'm willing to.
Did you test them, or did you have to see that they didn't go anywhere?
Well, I tested them that they didn't go anywhere.
Fine. Some kinds of tests can prove it, rather than all disprove.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, this disproved I was right.
So you only were willing to take the advice when you saw
wasn't working.
that all your own, come on, when you
All my
exhausted
own
all my own directions.
Right. That's right.
Third, you were able to get out of that difficulty because, how did you get out of that difficulty?
I knew where I was, and I knew, I had a good sense about where the wave was and how far I'd come, and I had a pretty good idea of how much further we needed to go.
That may be,
I didn't need to listen to this person.
yeah. because that would have obviously been
Been a
involved in
distraction.
something. Yeah. Fourth,
Indicated that I was on the mark about my indication of how far I needed to go. That I was on the mark.
which do you want to deal with? Do you want to deal with the dream and your recollection of it?
Missing.
Or this analysis we're making of it? Please.
I'm missing what you're asking me.
Yes, you do. Look here. I think we made it. Wasn't sure.
Right.
I judged that. I hadn't realized, right, that I had met my mark.
Yeah, that was the recollection.
Thank you. Right? Not the analysis that we're going through.
No.
So now make a statement about number 4. What do you notice about these 4 different kinds of success your dream is reporting to you? Take the 4th one. That's the one we're on.
Well,
How are you judging it? I know what to do.
I'm
Hey, I know what to do.
judged it.
Let's give grades for it. A, B, C, D, F. Right?
Okay.
All right. How would you grade 4, the success?
Based on that sentence, I didn't make it.
No, you did make it, but
I hadn't realized it.
I hadn't realized I had met my mark.
Right.
So there is a success, but you hadn't realized you had achieved your success. Is that correct? So it's not an F. You did succeed. You just didn't realize that you had missed the mark. Okay, whatever.
I see what you're saying.
Right, okay. 3. Right? Contrast. You didn't need to go on that tangent as to what you said a moment ago.
No.
You knew where I was and where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
Clear?
Yeah.
Is that clearer than 4?
Yeah. That's
Yes,
clear.
clearer than 4. 3, 2, come on.
That's clearer than 4.
But you had to wait until,
Exhausted all my directions.
yeah.
But it's still clearer than 4.
Yes. Are there different ways of looking at success?
Yeah.
Now, if this dream relates to her everyday world, would you not agree, if it does relate to her everyday world, then there should be some correspondences in her everyday world. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we should then be able to explore with you, say, that was a very interesting way you described that decoration. You go for the sign and unpack the sign in order to discover its meaning, because it's a metaphor, right? Okay, you called it decorative, it concealed. You weren't able to determine what's there, it was so decorative. Couldn't even see the outlines of the door. You called it a cover-up.
Yes, I did.
So, come on, let's make a statement. If this parallels your everyday world, then you were able to see through a cover-up.
Cover-up.
Right? And what helped you is that you saw someone else who pulled the door open, as it were, right? So you were able to see through the cover-up, the decoration, what obscured it, all of that,
Right.
because someone else helped you, right? They opened up the door and you were able, therefore, to take a look at that and recognize that's what you wanted. All right, good. If 2 relates to your everyday world, please continue it.
Then I am doing something and have tried to